slowly. You'll see the evil, demonic expressions in her face, as well as her eyes change pitch black, like black marbles. Tongue change. Her tongue is going to be filled with a tremendous amount of veins. Pay close attention. Your eyes change, pitch black. You're going to see her facial features change. Look at her neck. It's going to look like something is coming out of her neck or coming into her neck. It's very, very satanic and very disgusting looking. So quick, she's morphing. Her tongue, if you can see her tongue now, her tongue has changed and it has a tremendous amount, it looks like veins or different type of lines running through it. You can see her tongue change and then change back. You can see her eyes turn pitch black. Can you see that, folks? Beyonce has officially left the building. You're going to see a very evil and sinister look come on her face as that entity has now. You can see the hate in the eyes of this demonic entity. Folks, this is not a joke. Millions of children, millions of young girls worship and idolize this demonic satanic witch. She is nothing more than a child molester, as all Satanists are. She's a child murderer. Her music is to destroy the souls of as many people as she can.
To it as Sasha Fierce.
Sasha was in full effect. Sasha is my alter ego.
But as you'll see, this demon even manifests itself through her while she's on stage. A little side note, her husband Jay-Z has been pictured wearing a shirt that says, "Do what thou wilt." A quote from the occultist Aleister Crowley, who called himself the most evil man who ever lived and the beast himself. The demonic realm is real, and we're starting to see it manifest itself more in the public eye.
Totally free. She said she saw young people locked in heavy metal chains while Illuminati activities were done on them.
There are 3 4-year-olds that people take pride in sticking bars up children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs with them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang children upside down in satanic ritual meetings, and they literally hang them. Literally, by metal prongs, they hang them to get blood dripping out of them, and people go up under and like you're under a rainfall to take their blood.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Who are these under 18-year-olds? And where were their parents when this wickedness was being done?
I guess I wouldn't be very entertaining on the stage. So Sasha comes out and she's fearless. You know, she can do things that I cannot do when I'm in rehearsal. I mean, I can try, but then it just doesn't happen. I can sing notes and sing strong and do all these things that when I'm just by myself, I can't do. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew that was gonna be my coming out night for the BET.
In later years, Diddy implemented a curfew for children.
The kids have like an hour left, so get extra comfortable, because this thing turns into something that when y'all get older, y'all don't want.
These freak-off parties, they're not freak-off parties. There's a lot that happens. There's life-size wheels that people attach children to and spin it and decide who's having in what way. There's body cakes, there's party favors. And I'm talking like, you know how you put up a little birthday bag, like when you go to a birthday party, and before you can leave, you can take one of those little birthday bags off the table. And then there's toys and like all this stuff for coming to the party. Yeah, instead of that, there's children. They call them party favors. How do you think the kids are doing? You hear the adults saying that they were on liquid IVs after the parties. Hear how many toys they pulled out of his house. I told y'all how many times that the Playboy is connected to houses. The tunnels connect to homes that connect to really big places, especially the Playboy.
The elite, and we could give those names of Barack Obama, Joe Biden. We know about Michelle Obama, that's a man. We know about Too Short. We know about Akon and Steven Tyler, and we can give those names all day, and everybody is so worried about that. But what you should be worried about is the people that are in between, the people that go as low as your grave diggers. I was trafficked to people within my schools. I was trafficked in underground tunnels that link under your schools, through your cemeteries, under your amusement parks, through Universal Studios, and Inwood elite homes, all over the place, all over the world. And people don't understand that, and they can't fathom that, and they can't put that together. But if you think about the things that have come out lately, and there's 200 children missing and there's 300 children missing, what Amber Alert did you receive?
Before his arrest, disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was famous for holding his annual 4th of July party in the Hamptons. All of the well-known partygoers wore white, and it wasn't exactly a family-friendly event. Now imagine you're a 6-year-old kid and you find yourself a guest there. Allison Hall has more.
Can you believe this 6-year-old boy was once a guest at Diddy's infamous white party? The disgraced mogul has his arm draped around a young Justin Livtoski back in 1999. Tony Busby says more than 120 people are coming forward with claims Diddy sexually abused them.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15.
In witchcraft, you are bowed to the systems of the world. You are bowed. Any of you who are going to Beyonce's concert, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Beyonce, y'all, because Erykah Badu just exposed her for being a Hollywood high priestess. And y'all cannot believe the people Beyonce allegedly sacrificed to get to this point in her career. Mind you, Erykah Badu is literally a raging witch herself. So the fact that she feels like Beyonce is so demonic that she needs to be exposed tells you what kind of powers Beyonce is getting from Oshun. We all ate up the BS story Bey and her daddy sold us about her working hard, when the whole time she was dabbling in some serious witchcraft. A lot of to side with Kimberly, especially after she brought up Solange. And this is because, not too long ago, Solange pretty much exposed herself as a demon worshiper when Nicki Minaj was online wilding over Jay-Z apparently owing her $200 million. As Nicki was going on and on about this $200 million, Solange got on Instagram and posted these strange, demonic-looking idols she supposedly worships. Folks started saying Solange was basically sending a warning to Nicki like, "Girl, stop talking about my family before I call on my spirits." And listen, whatever message she was trying to send, Nicki clearly got it, because right after that post, she went silent. Not a peep after that. And remember those allegations Erykah made about Beyonce being a high priestess? Got on the pulpit and boldly accused Beyonce of doing witchcraft. She even exposed the demonic meaning behind Jay-Z's stage name and the real meaning behind Beyonce calling her fans the Beehive.
In witchcraft, why you think that man called himself Jehovah? It was short for Jehovah.
For 15 years, we've all believed the same story. Rihanna, the innocent victim. Jay-Z, the protective mentor. Chris Brown, the monster who destroyed it all. But what if everything you think you know is backwards? What if picture this, a 16-year-old girl from Barbados, flown halfway around the world without her parents, sitting alone in a Manhattan skyscraper at 3 a.m., no chaperone, no protection, just a child and a powerful man who would soon control every aspect of her life.
So tell me about your audition with Jay-Z. Tell me what he said to you. A really good audition. Yes. But before I met him, I was so nervous. I was shaking literally. But the moment I walked into the office, the atmosphere was so warm and welcoming. And you had to sing a cappella for him? Yes, I had to sing. I sang Fun to Replay. I sang another ballad from the album last time. Yeah. So then what did he say to you? He said something to you. Oh yes, he said, we don't sing songs here, we sing artists. And there was this little pause, and I was nervous. But then he said, and we're interested. And there was this sudden feel of relief. But then he said something about a window and a door or something. Oh, then he said, he did it homework. I did a lot of homework on you, Miss Lady. He said, there are two ways to leave here, either through the door with the deal sign or through this window, and we're on the 29th floor. So you was like, where's the pen? Where's the paper? I'm signing.
That night, we didn't let her leave the office. Really? The 3 in the morning was when that contract got signed. So from the meeting around 3, 4 in the afternoon, we signed it by 3 in the morning. Wow. That day, I was absolutely certain.
How often does that happen? I mean, that's
not often.
That's unheard of, right?
That's not, yeah. I mean, to get lawyers to draft up contracts and then the other side to agree to contracts in 10 hours that's retarded.
Now, here's Jay-Z himself, years later, practically bragging about what happened. We didn't let her leave without signing. Think about those words. A grown man admits he didn't let a 16-year-old girl leave his office until she signed away her future. That's not a business deal. That's coercion.
Get discovered. This is an unusual story.
Well, first, I met a producer in Barbados who was vacationing there. because his wife is from there. So he was vacationing there one time, and my friend who knows him, she wanted me to meet with him. So in a nutshell, I went to his hotel room, I sang for him, and he was impressed. So he invited me out to his studio to do some recording, and we recorded for like a year back and forth. Then we finally put a demo together. We sent it to a few labels, and Def Jam happened to be the first label to call back. They were the most enthusiastic about everything. So we set up a meeting with Jay-Z, and I met with him, and he was very impressed by the audition. And he didn't let me leave until 3 in the morning after we signed the deal.
Well, were you nervous meeting Jay?
What? I was literally shaking in the lobby.
It was the longest 12 hours of my life. Like, I was just waiting downstairs, and I was like, get the contract down here. I want to sign, I want to sign, I want to sign. I was so hyped. I didn't sleep for the next 3 days.
And here's Beyonce knows exactly who her husband is. She knows what he's been doing. She's been watching this systematic pre-diddy behavior for decades, and she's chosen to stay silent. Not because she's afraid, because she's protecting an empire worth more to her than the lives he's destroyed. Think about that for a moment. The woman celebrated as a feminist icon, the one who sings about female empowerment, has been the closest witness to systematic mistreatment of young girls, and has never said a word. And before that, he pursued Aaliyah when she was just a teenager. 3 different times, 3 different girls, same pre-diddy pattern. But here's where it gets chilling. Aaliyah was different. She rejected him. And according to Jaguar, Jay-Z doesn't handle rejection well. Remember that phrase, because we'll come back to it when we talk about what happens to people who refuse to play along with his system. Notice the timeline here. Beyonce at 15, Aaliyah at 16, Rihanna at 15. This isn't coincidence, this is methodology. Jay-Z has been using his industry position to access and exploit M's for over 30 years, and he's developed a system for doing it. Pattern goes even deeper than we imagine. Here's industry insider Jonathan Heyy revealing Jay-Z's hidden deviance that even his closest business partners witnessed. Dame Dash saw things that made him uncomfortable enough to distance himself from Jay-Z permanently. This isn't just about targeting young girls. This is about a man whose intimate behavior was so disturbing that his own business partner couldn't stomach being around him anymore. And remember, this is the same man who was alone in that office with 15-year-old Rihanna for 4 hours. But here's what makes Beyonce's silence even more damning. She didn't just know about the pattern, she benefited from it. Every time Jay-Z successfully exploited another young girl, it strengthened their empire. Every time he got away with it, it protected their brand. Every time the industry looked the other way, it secured their legacy. Beyonce made a choice. When she discovered what her husband really was, she could have exposed him. She could have protected the other girls. Instead, she chose to become his most powerful ally in covering up decades of systematic mistreatment. And that choice would soon have deadly consequences for anyone who threatened to expose the truth. But first, you need to understand how Jay-Z maintains control over his victims once he has them. Because the conditioning was just the beginning. What came next was a systematic control operation designed to ensure permanent silence and compliance.
Speaking of PTSD, you made a comment about this. Like, this was from a Super Bowl appearance more recently. This bothered you, seeing her put the Rockefellers logo out there.
If you
what was
go
your
back
instinct to that?
and watch, it was almost as if she didn't want to put her hands up, and then she looked over where Jay-Z's box was, and then you just see her hands.
Watch her analyze Rihanna's behavior at the Super Bowl, how she reluctantly flashes Jay-Z's Rockefeller sign, looking directly at his box for permission before complying. This isn't an artist honoring her mentor. This is a controlled person performing for her controller. Jaguar exposes the financial stranglehold Jay-Z maintains over both Rihanna and Beyonce. They're not partners in his empire. They're corporate assets, managed and manipulated to protect his interests. Every public appearance, every gesture, every statement is calculated to maintain the image that protects his pre-diddy system. But the control goes far deeper than financial manipulation. According to Jaguar sources, both Beyonce and Rihanna are victims of systematic DV. This is the ugly truth behind the glamorous facade. The two most powerful women in music are both being physically attacked by the same man, and the industry has trained them to cover for each other's mistreater.
Okay, the person who leaked the security video of Solange attacking Jay-Z was found and then fired. Reportedly, it was a female security guard. And she didn't take the tape from the hotel security system, she recorded it on her cell phone. Well, that was smart, though, because I mean, I'd be thinking about just take the tape. So that was smart. The less than smart thing is that it took her 5 days. She shopped it around for 5 days before she got, some dough for it. Finally, it was TMZ.
Systematically separated. Jay-Z didn't just survive Solange's attack.
I couldn't be held responsible for telling them, go back. Chris, even if Chris never hit me again, who's to say that their boyfriend won't? Who's to say that they won't kill these girls? And these are young girls.
She's not just positioning Chris as her mistreater. She's making him a threat to all women everywhere. This isn't trauma speaking. This is strategic character destruction. Pay attention to her timing. This interview aired at the exact moment Chris was trying to rebuild his reputation. One calculated TV
who was a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who was a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened.
You know what's gangster? I own Sony's publishing. Every time Beyonce and Jay-Z make a song, Michael was getting a check. The girl is mine.
Your publishing's mine.
It's gangster.
Is it important for you to be here, and what do you think of the support of Reverend Al Sharpton?
I think it's important to be here. I'm not just fighting for myself, I'm fighting for all artists. Those great artists who pioneered, entertainment business, as well as songwriting, as well as incredible staging. The fact that they have been taken by the system, totally broken them financially.
Put an end to this racism. Racism is bad. Tommy Mottola made some very racist remarks. But what he said was to one of the artists who work at Sony, he has a contract with the company, and he called him a fat black nigger.
Throughout the years,
doing?
black artists are taken advantage of. Record companies really do conspire against the artists. They steal, they cheat, they do whatever they can, especially the black artists.
We ain't got no time to
Sony, Tommy Mottola. Tommy Mottola is the president of the record division. He is a mean, he's a racist, and he's very devilish. First of all, anyway, first let me say, I really don't like to talk that much. I really don't. I prefer to perform than talk, but let me just say this. The tradition of great performers and I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same though, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same. They usually are broken, torn, and usually just sad, and the story is very sad in the end, because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And Sony, being the artist that I am, at Sony. I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing, and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer, myself, would outthink them.
Yeah!
We can't let them get away with what they're trying to do, because now I'm a free agent. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent. Owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know.
Tell him! Tell it, Michael! Tell the story!
But, so, the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. But I've always said, you know, good art never dies. Thank you. I love Unbreakable. You know. And Tommy Mottola is a devil.
I want to tap her ass, man.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. I want to tap her ass, man.
How many brothers will have to die before we do all we can?
Hi.
Hi, Beyonce.
How you doing?
Oh, good. I really appreciate you doing this because we're giving back.
I'm very honored. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Many children will have to cry before we all take a stand.
Jackson. And thank you for blessing us with all the years of your wonderful music. I love you, and everyone else does. Happy birthday, Michael Jackson.
We're in Las Vegas, and yeah, time to talk about it, right? But it's one of P.Diddy's famous parties, and Michael never goes to parties. He's not into that scene, but he had a crush on Beyonce. He really fancied Beyonce. He thought he had a chance, right? So he heard Beyonce was at this party. So we turn up, Mark comes with us, we turn up at the door. They couldn't believe it was Michael, the bodyguards, and in the end, P.Diddy come out, and saw Michael let us in, and he sat down to him, and he said, he whispered his ear, and he said, is Beyonce here? and she just left. And that was it. Michael was gone. We were back to the hotel again.
He was there for what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, he was there like 10 minutes. As soon as he found out Beyonce was gone, he said, I want to tap her ass, man.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Footage that just surfaced showing none other than Beyonce looking literally possessed during a live performance. And you already know social media is on fire with theories, especially with all those recent rumors about Queen Bee supposedly taking part in Diddy's freak-off rituals. And now fans are also drawing parallels between these past allegations about Beyonce practicing witchcraft and these recent reports about Diddy's interest in the occult. There's a lot coming out now about Diddy's supposed involvement in some type of twisted ritual and how it all ties back to the people who allegedly control Hollywood and the entire entertainment industry. And I know it sounds wild, y'all, but at this point, I think quite literally anything is possible when it comes to these celebs. So let's jump right in and dissect this mess.
I slept on a mat on a floor. I swallowed a sword. I levitated, went to the basement, confessed my sins and was baptized in a river. Got on my knees and said amen and said I mean. I whipped my own back and asked for dominion at your feet. I threw myself into a volcano. I drank the blood and drank the wine. I sat alone and begged and bent at the waist for God. I crossed myself and thought I saw the devil.
So those witchcraft.
And then one day, I didn't even invite Mike to the party. Mike just showed up at the party. And guess what he was looking for?
Dip? I don't know. That's what I would be looking for.
So I'm in the party, I'm hosting, you know, I'm being the hostess with the mostest and everything, and then, you know, the security, they come over to me, they say, Mr. Combs, Mr. Michael Jackson is here to see you. I'm like, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So then I go and I find Mike. I'm like, Mike, what's up? What you doing here? Yeah. Thanks for coming. Then so I get him a booth. We go to the booth. We start chit-chatting. And so right there, he has his arm, bring that up so they can see his arm around me. But then you don't see the shot of him whispering in my ear. Right after the shot was taken, he whispers in my ear. He says, where's Beyonce?
Really? Really? Wow. Wow. She was at the party.
He came to the party to holler at Beyonce. This was before Jay-Z though, you know what I'm saying? He came to the party to holler at Beyonce, finds her and dances with Beyonce in the party.
Cool.
Yeah. Mike was smooth, Jack.
And whenever you get like asked for awards to be given to him, because all the time people are trying to give him World Award, this award, he'd always request, I'll take the award as long as Beyonce presents it to me. Wow. He had this mad crush on Beyonce.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, with the whole P.diddy thing, did you see anything?
First, I'd like to thank God. First, I'd like to thank God who makes all things possible. First, I'd like to thank God who makes all things possible. First of all, I like.
She knows, and I know she knows, and I know she knows. Rest in peace to Aaliyah, rest in peace to Left Eye, Michael Jackson, I see ya, just as soon. Left eye, Michael Jackson, I see ya, just as soon as I die. And she knows, and I know she knows.
Here's the truth, eliminated. Dame Dash witnessed Jay-Z's deviant behavior, systematically destroyed. Aaliyah rejected his advances, died in a plane crash. Kathy White was pregnant with his child, mysterious aneurysm. Each elimination follows the same pattern. First, isolate the threat. Then, destroy their credibility. Finally, remove them entirely while maintaining plausible deniability. Chris Brown was just another target in this machine, but his destruction was the most public and the most calculated. But don't take our word for it. Listen to the industry professionals who witnessed it firsthand.
People have celebrities.
Here's
Now, there have been theories thrown around that Diddy may have been involved in Michael Jackson's passing. People also think that he may have had a hand in Aaliyah's passing. And there's some pretty hard evidence that Diddy has had a hand in some other pretty famous celebrities' passing. Now, because of this, many celebrities seem to almost fear Beyonce. Like even
they paid homages to certain sacrifices and homages to certain idols. And on the third day, they would drink, party, be merry, and the men would have sex with each other.
Like I said, she's the mother of our town. We appease her with pineapples and pumpkins and bananas, and she likes flashy stuff like mirrors and girly things. She also is the head deity of Beyonce.
The scenes.
This has been going on since 2006, and it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And for a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I love them. I send emails, publicly, happy birthday and all this stuff. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships, just all kinds of things. I'm trying not to cry right now, but yeah, this restraining order was not done as a publicity stunt. I don't want anything, and I really want to make that clear. I want nothing to do with this person. Like, this was not to up my career. This was not to jumpstart my drumsticks, my CDs, my music, my label. I don't want anything to do with this. If you even offered me money, if anybody was offering me money for interviews, I would not take it. I don't want anything to do with this person. Like, I want it dead. And it's even as far as me taking the legal matter and taking steps into putting it on writing and saying it, literally, that I don't want anything to do with this entire situation, with her money, with whatever she's got going on. I found a lot of my intellectual property stolen by her, my ideas, my drawings, the things I say, the things I do. She's even encouraged other celebrities to also steal and copy my ideas and things like that. So this has been a complete nightmare. I've been absolutely, like, I don't want to say the word, but just brutally with this entire situation of her trying to control everything that I'm doing and where I'm going. I mean, I've even traveled to different cities and been followed with this witchcraft stuff, and it's like, so it's completely compelled me to go into the light, go straight to God. Like, I don't need a third party. Like, completely be very nice, be very loving, step in light, stay away from conflicts, because there's negative energy going on, and I don't know who to trust anymore, like, at all. Not that I'm like paranoid or anything, but energetically now, because of this situation, I'm absolutely trained now to know who's good for me and who is not.
Family act like they're part of a cult. When NBA legend Magic Johnson appeared on the Jennifer Hudson show in March, he talked about starring in Michael Jackson's video for Remember the Time, and he praised MJ, saying there's no one else who could do what he did during his lifetime.
Michael was able to do. She created it, built it, ran it, did a wonderful job.
I love just sitting hearing from you about the greats, and from a great, this is gold, right, y'all? It's golden.
And I'm talking to a great.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
All good.
You were just at the unveiling of the Kobe Bryant statue in LA. What did that mean to you? Yeah.
As you can see, Beyonce wasn't even part of the discussion. Nobody brought her up at all. But that didn't stop her cousin, Angela Beyonce, from jumping on Instagram to announce that Beyonce is the next Michael Jackson. Angela shared a story in response to a clip of Magic Johnson praising MJ for doing what no other artist can, and she added, "I went on 16 tours with Beyonce. There is one woman on this earth, but just when you thought it couldn't get any more insane, a video popped up showing a woman from Oyotunji African Village in South Carolina claiming that Beyonce was initiated there when she was just 13. The woman pointed to a statue of the village goddess and declared that this goddess is the head deity of Beyonce.
Like I said, she's the mother of our town. We appease her with pineapples and pumpkins and bananas, and she likes flashy stuff like mirrors and girly things. She also is the head deity of Beyonce.
And then some fans believe that Beyonce partakes in ex-magic rituals, and they're pointing to certain elements in Beyonce's album Lemonade as evidence that she was referencing these practices and rituals.
I swallowed a sword. I levitated, went to the basement, confessed my sins and was baptized in a river. Got on my knees and said amen and said I mean. I whipped my own back and asked for dominion at your feet. I threw myself into a volcano. I drank the wine. I sat alone and begged and bent at the waist for God. I crossed myself and thought I saw the devil. I grew thick in skin on my feet. I bathed in bleach and plugged my menses with pages from the holy book.
Now, speaking of sacrificing people, for years, rumors have been flying around that Beyonce and Jay-Z have been involved in real-life sacrifices. And guess who's allegedly been helping them out? Their close family friend, Diddy. And once again, Jaguar Wright weighed in on this rumor, claiming that Diddy even helped Jay-Z get rid of a rumored mistress, Kathy White. See, Kathy was seen partying with Jay-Z and Diddy in Las Vegas right around the time those affair rumors surfaced. And supposedly, Beyonce caught wind of their outing.
Kathy White was first found out to be allegedly having an affair with Jay-Z when she was spotted at Club Tao in Las Vegas with Claudia Jordan and Diddy.
Then some sources have even suggested that Kathy White's death was part of an orchestrated ritual since she passed away on September 2nd, especially since so many people connected to Diddy died in November, which happens to be Diddy's birthday month. For instance, Diddy's ex Kim Porter passed away just 11 days after his birthday in 2018. And almost 10 years before that, Kim's ex-boyfriend Shakir Stewart was found dead on November 1st, 2008, just 3 days before Diddy's birthday. And let's not forget that Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal previously revealed that Diddy used to host these full moon rituals every year on the birthdays of Kim Porter and Biggie Smalls. And according to Gene, all types of wild things took place during these ceremonies, including some form of idol worship and men engaging in group acts with each other.
Kim Porter's birthday was on the same day. And people was thinking that because of Puff gave his birthday party on her birthday, but it was bigger than that, and people don't understand that. And I think that he had almost told off on himself when he spoke about the winter solstice. And that's when the pagans and people who believe in the cult was looking for that moon on 12/12 at 12 a.m. And they were doing spiritual rituals at that time. That's when that was going to be the last day of the full moon. And that means that the seasons and all that stuff has changed. But when you get into that spiritual realm stuff, it was when people they went and they paid homage to certain sacrifices and homage to certain idols. And on the third day, they would drink, party, be merry, and the men would have each other. It was when it was the last day of the full moon. It landed on 12/12 at 12. That's when rituals, sacrifices, and prayers and everything was given to certain idols. They drank, they be merry and be happy, and the men would give gifts to each other and have sex with each other.
People still remember how quickly Oprah jumped to shine a light on allegations against Russell Simmons and Michael Jackson, men who were either cleared or unable to defend themselves, while her silence on Harvey Weinstein remained thunderously loud.
This man has been cleared of any allegations, period. They investigated the situation. It looked like it wasn't anything at all. But then you have Harvey Weinstein, on the other hand, who is even paying out his victims at this particular time. And Oprah is not doing or highlighting anything about Harvey Weinstein.
The contrast was impossible to ignore. It begged a dangerous question: who gets forgiven and who gets framed? And for many, it confirmed what they'd suspected all along. This wasn't about healing. This was about hierarchy, about control, about who deserves to be saved and who deserves to be displayed.
Prince had been preparing for this moment his entire career. What she didn't know? His son was dying, and he would never let her turn that tragedy into content.
What?
This is how one man's silence exposed the most dangerous woman in the media. By 1996, Oprah Winfrey had perfected the art of celebrity destruction disguised as empathy. Her 1993 ambush of Michael Jackson at Neverland Ranch had drawn 90 million viewers. Not because she celebrated his genius, but because she systematically dismantled his dignity on live television. She pressed him about his changing appearance, cornered him about his relationships with children, and turned what should have been an artistic celebration into a public interrogation. Michael had trusted her. He opened his home, shared his vulnerabilities, tried to explain himself to a world that had already decided he was guilty of something. The result? America didn't see a misunderstood genius. Oprah, used to guests who craved her approval and platform, found herself face to face with someone who had spent his entire career rejecting exactly what she represented: the commodification of private pain for public consumption. The stage was set for a battle between two masters of their craft, one who made her living extracting truth, and another who had built his legend on beautiful mysteries that could never be solved. Oprah came armed with the same playbook that had worked on every other celebrity for over a decade. She would probe the weird behavior, dissect the controversial image, and force explanations until the real person emerged from behind the facade.
I understand everything's relative, not weird to me.
Yeah.
And her audience's curiosity were irrelevant to what actually mattered. But Oprah wasn't used to being dismissed. Her brand was built on breaking down barriers, getting celebrities to open up, creating those breakthrough moments that became cultural touchstones. She had made Michael Jackson cry. She had gotten Tom Cruise to jump on her couch. She had convinced countless celebrities that her couch was a safe space for confession. Prince wasn't buying it. Every follow-up question about the baby was met with the same gentle but absolute resistance. He wasn't rude, wasn't defensive, wasn't angry. He was simply immovable. The more Oprah pushed, the more it became clear that she was encountering something she rarely faced: a celebrity who truly didn't need what she was offering. The dynamic exposed something crucial about celebrity culture in the 1990s. Most stars, no matter how successful, still craved mainstream acceptance and media validation. They needed Oprah's platform to reach middle America, needed her blessing to be seen as more than just entertainers. Change was profound. Oprah represented the democratization of celebrity, the idea that fame came with obligations to share yourself completely with the public. Despite her platform becoming even more influential in subsequent years. Let Oprah into their pain. She didn't heal, she harvested. She didn't help, she exposed. Every tear became a clip, every confession became a headline, every moment of vulnerability became property of the machine.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
The guy who made us laugh till we cried has allegedly spilled some jaw-dropping insight about why Oprah Winfrey and Sean Combs, aka Diddy, were secretly terrified of none other than Michael Jackson. This isn't your typical celebrity gossip. It's a tangled web of power, paranoia, and the king of pop's untouchable aura.
You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lie.
We're peeling back the layers of this alleged revelation, all for entertainment's sake, because let's be honest, nothing's confirmed, but everything's intriguing. So let's jump into this roller coaster of a story and see where it takes us. Jim Carrey is no stranger to speaking his mind. The man who brought us Ace Ventura and The Mask has spent recent years getting real, ditching the spotlight for painting and dropping truth bombs about fame. According to this supposed insider scoop, Jim has been reflecting on his own brushes with the elite, and Michael Jackson's name has come up in a big way. He allegedly claims that both Oprah and Diddy, titans in their own right, lived in awe and unease around Michael, not because of his moonwalk or his glove, but because of what he represented, a cultural juggernaut who could sway the world, and maybe knew too much. Let's start with Michael. The guy was a phenomenon, selling out stadiums, rewriting music history, and living a life so surreal that it's still dissected decades later. By the 90s, he was untouchable, a global force with a mystique that made him more myth than man. Jim, who crossed paths with Michael during Hollywood's golden haze, reportedly said that Michael had an energy that rattled people, not just fans. Power players, too. Oprah, the media queen, and Diddy, the rising rap mogul, were allegedly among those who felt it. But why were they afraid of him? What could the guy singing Billie Jean possibly hold over them? Oprah's part in this is juicy. She built an empire on connection, interviews that bared souls and made her a household name. She sat down with Michael in 1993 at Neverland, a primetime special that pulled 90 million viewers. It was huge. Michael opening up about his skin, his childhood, and his solitude. But Jim supposedly hinted that there was tension beneath the smiles. Oprah allegedly saw Michael as a wild card. To her, he was someone that she couldn't fully read or control. His cryptic vibe and his refusal to play by anyone's rules allegedly spooked her.
Out of singing, wait. Yeah. And when you are, for instance, when we were here before, you know what? I mean, all the things ever printed in the tabloid, the only things ever been true is when they said I couldn't dance. When we were here the last time shooting the commercial, you were like in between shots, running off, conceiving the dance, choreographing the dance. You were up all night dancing.
She thrived on transparency, but Michael thrived on mystery. It was a clash of titans, right there. Then there's Diddy. Back in the 90s, he was climbing fast. Bad Boy Records was exploding, Biggie was king, and Diddy was the maestro. But Michael was already a legend. They moved in overlapping circles, award shows, parties, the whole scene. Jim allegedly says that Diddy admired Michael, but also saw him as a threat.
We're listening to Mike right now. Obviously, you know, this is a really sad time right now, but we're celebrating his life. Your thoughts right now on the situation and the timing of this tragedy?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's just somebody that changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Somebody I'll always love and cherish.
Not musically, Diddy wasn't trying to outsing him, but in terms of clout. Michael's influence was massive, and Diddy couldn't reach those heights. The insider twist? Jim claims that Diddy worried that Michael knew secrets, industry dirt, maybe even personal stuff that could derail anyone's rise. This is all alleged, of course, but it paints a picture. So what's Jim's angle here? He's not exactly buddies with Oprah or Diddy these days. He's gone full philosopher, railing against Hollywood's phoniness and calling out egos left and right. Michael, to Jim, was a kindred spirit, a genius chewed up by fame. This supposed reveal might be Jim projecting, using Michael's legacy to jab at the power structures he's soured on. Or maybe he's just stirring the pot, knowing that we'll lap it up. Either way, he's allegedly framing Oprah and Diddy as players who feared Michael's unpredictability and his knack for staying one step ahead. Let's dig into Oprah's side. That 1993 interview wasn't her only Michael moment. She also covered his trials, his passing, and even aired that controversial doc later on. Publicly, she was respectful but detached. Privately, Jim's alleged take think is that she saw Michael as a loose cannon. His wealth, his fan base, his ability to shift narratives. It's like he held a mirror to her own power, but wilder. If he ever turned on her or anyone, it'd be chaos. No proof, just vibes. But imagine Oprah, queen of control, sweating over a guy who lived in a theme park with a chimp. Diddy's fear, according to Jim, was more primal. He was building an empire when Michael was already a dynasty. Think about it. Diddy's parties were legendary, but Michael's life was the party. Extravagant, bizarre, and untamed. Jim supposedly says that Diddy picked up on whispers. Michael's ties to moguls, his quiet chats with the elite. Did Michael have leverage? Did he have dirt on deals? Maybe even on Diddy's early hustle? It's a stretch, but not impossible. Diddy has always played the game smart, but Michael didn't play it at all. That alone could have rattled him. Now, Jim is not pulling this out of thin air. He and Michael had history. They met at events and shared laughs. Jim even mimicked Michael's moves in sketches. He's called Michael a martyr before, a guy crushed by scrutiny. This alleged reveal builds on that. Jim painting Michael as a figure so towering that even giants like Oprah and Diddy flinched. But here's the catch. There are no recordings or quotes proving any of this. We just have so-called sources saying that Jim said all this. It could all just be a fever dream from a fan forum, or a kernel of truth from a man who's done with the facade. The why matters. Michael's power wasn't just fame, it was perception. He could drop an album and shift culture overnight. Oprah ruled TV, Diddy ruled hip-hop, but Michael, he ruled hearts and headlines. Jim's alleged take is that they feared his unpredictability and his knack for dodging the boxes that they'd mastered. Oprah couldn't package him, and Diddy couldn't outshine him. And if Michael knew things, secrets from the 80s and 90s when the industry was a wild west, well, that's a loaded card to hold. Skeptics will scoff. Oprah is too savvy to fear anyone. She's face down worse. And Diddy? He's weathered scandals that'd sink most. Michael was eccentric, sure, but a threat? Maybe Jim's romanticizing a ghost. Michael has been gone since 2009, leaving a legacy ripe for myth-making. Oprah's empire has evolved, and Diddy is now fighting legal battles that dwarf old rivalries. This fear could be hindsight spice from a guy who loves a good story. No receipts, just vibes. Perfect for a late-night scroll. But let's entertain it. Picture the 90s. Michael is at his peak, Oprah is ascending, and Diddy is hungry. MJ's got the world in his palm. Fans who'd riot for him. Cash to burn, and a voice that cuts through noise. Oprah is building trust, while Diddy is building cred.
Now, Oprah and Diddy are actually friends, as they've been spotted together plenty of times. They've attended charity events, been spotted at award shows, at Diddy's infamous parties, and Oprah even had him as a guest on her talk show back in the day. But when he was a guest, it was just, well,
Michael's chaos. Like his lawsuits and all the rumors, only amplifies his pull. If he ever weaponized that, or even hinted that he might, it'd shake anyone's game. Jim's alleged spin? They didn't just fear him, they feared what he could undo. The public is split. X posts range from Jim spilling real tea to he's lost it. Fans love a conspiracy. Michael as the puppet master, Oprah and Diddy as pawns.
Now, it seems like Oprah has a pattern of being friends with some rich and powerful and problematic men, as this is not the first time people have noticed her choice in questionable friends. And with Oprah being as powerful as she is, people have started to question whether she's been directly involved in some of the crimes that have been happening in Hollywood. In 2020, rumors were going around that Oprah's house had been raided and she had been arrested in connection to many crimes. In a tweet though, she responded and said, "Just got a phone call that my name is trending and being trolled for some awful fake thing. It's not true."
Others say that it's all nonsense. Two moguls scared of a pop star? Please, without Jim on record, it's a ghost story. Oprah is not commenting. She's too busy living her best life. Diddy's got bigger fish to fry. Federal charges, not old Michael tales. And Jim? He's painting, smirking, and letting us—
Diddy, Oprah, and Steve Harvey threw a party that night, and you won't believe the important comments, surprising friendships, and disturbing truths that emerged. That might drastically change the entertainment industry if you're interested in what really transpired. Oprah Winfrey and Steve Harvey are both well-known members of this exclusive group. Steve has frequently gone to Diddy's industry gatherings throughout the years, which have grown into significant commercial relationships. These get-togethers have evolved into significant status symbols in the entertainment business.
My level, up to Jay-Z's level, up to LeBron's level,
Not easy. It's not easy for me, for Jay, for Oprah. They still.
You're cordially invited to celebrate the birth of Sean Puffin Coat.
They are saying that Oprah Winfrey and Diddy, they go way back. They are very close friends, and they are even saying that she has something to do with the Diddy parties.
He is currently facing some serious allegations that have tarnished the reputation that he built in the music industry. He once had this close-knit circle of celebrity friends, and now they're follows Oprah wherever she goes is the controversy of her school in South Africa, the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls. It was built as a safe haven for disadvantaged girls, but it has proven to be kind of anything but that. Multiple students accused a dormitory matron, Virginia Makopo, of harm, and she was arrested in November of 2007 and then released on bail. News outlets claim that she faced 14 charges involving indecent acts with students. So after that trial, Oprah was sued by the headmistress of the school, Lerato Nyomfo Mzame, for defamation, which is kind of bad for you to be sued by your own headmistress. As for theories that veer towards the decidedly out there, her legacy is tarnished, at least in my eyes. Okay, sure, we'll give her a point today. She did endorse a lot of credible things. Barack Obama, John Steinbeck's East of Eden, became a bestseller after she featured it. I think it was like 51 years after it was originally published. But then on the other hand, let's talk about some bad things, okay?
That Diddy, Oprah, and others were part of a larger network that exploited vulnerable individuals, including women and children. For years, Hollywood has been rife with whispers of abuse and corruption. But the suggestion that such powerful figures were actively involved in these activities sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. Deal's comments about Oprah's potential role in these events suggest that there is far more going on behind the scenes than anyone had initially imagined. While the claims about Diddy's parties have circulated for years, the connection to Oprah adds a new layer of complexity to the situation. Oprah, long known for her charitable work and advocacy for women's rights, has built a public image that is centered on helping marginalized groups. But these new accusations suggest that her public persona may have been a carefully constructed facade, hiding a far darker truth. Deal claims that Oprah wasn't just a bystander at these parties, but actively worked to maintain the network that allowed Diddy to perpetuate such harmful behavior. For many, this connection is difficult to believe. Oprah has always been seen as a figure of moral authority, someone who championed the cause of the oppressed. Her efforts to build schools in Africa, her public stance against abuse, and her role as a media mogul have made her a beloved figure. To think that someone with her power and influence could be complicit in such dark activities is a hard pill to swallow. But for others, the dots are beginning to connect in a way that is hard to ignore. The role of the media, how the public's perception is manipulated. As more details about these tapes and parties began to weigh from the topic, stating that they would be going to a commercial break and never returned to address the issue. It was a glaring example of how powerful figures can manipulate the media to control the narrative and avoid facing the consequences of their actions. The lack of follow-up after such a serious accusation only further fueled the belief that there are powerful people working behind the scenes to keep the public from learning the truth. The Weinstein, Epstein, and Diddy connection, a dark triangle. For those who have followed the story closely, the parallels between Diddy's alleged actions and the cases of figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein are hard to ignore. Like Weinstein and Epstein, Diddy has built his empire on relationships with powerful individuals. And just as Weinstein's and Epstein's influence allowed them to operate unchecked for years, some believe that Diddy's connections within Hollywood and beyond have provided him with a similar shield from accountability. In recent years, the Me Too movement has exposed the dark side of Hollywood, revealing figures like Weinstein and Epstein have become synonymous with the abuse of power, and now Diddy's name is being dragged into that same conversation. As more information about his alleged involvement in these illicit activities comes, Oprah's role in the establishment of the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa
has long been one of her most lauded achievements. The Academy was intended to provide young women from disadvantaged backgrounds with the opportunity to succeed, but it has also been embroiled in controversy. In 2007, allegations surfaced that one of the school's employees had been involved in inappropriate behavior with the young girls attending the academy. The employee was charged with 13 counts of abuse, and some of the girls allegedly were groomed for exploitation. Although Oprah went on record to express her concerns and launched an investigation, the employee was later cleared of any wrongdoing. Oprah helped groom young girls for Diddy's parties, turn out connections to powerful figures like Diddy and Harvey Weinstein. Dr. Johnson has long been outspoken about the exploitation of marginalized communities in Hollywood and beyond, and he believes that Oprah's ties to these figures represent a larger issue of power dynamics and the exploitation of those who are vulnerable. Dr. Johnson's comments highlight a disturbing pattern in the entertainment industry, where powerful individuals use their influence to manipulate and harm others. He suggests that Oprah's public persona of helping the oppressed may be a cover for her true involvement in these dangerous and harmful networks. The future of Diddy, Oprah, and Hollywood's elite. Oprah Winfrey and Hollywood. Elite Oprah Winfrey, one of the most beloved figures in television history, has spent decades cultivating an image of wisdom, compassion, and sincerity. Her rise from humble beginnings to become a media mogul has been an inspiration to millions, with her show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, becoming a staple of American daytime television for 25 years. Oprah's ability to engage with people from all walks of life, from regular individuals to world leaders, has made her a household name and an icon in the entertainment industry. But as her public image has flourished, so too has scrutiny of the circles she associates with, including allegations surrounding her connections to controversial figures like Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and others in Hollywood. They're questioning whether her success is the result of strategic, sometimes questionable relationships with powerful elites. From the early days of her career to her status as one of the richest women in the world, Oprah stations, ultimately landing her own talk show in 1986, The Oprah Winfrey Show. It was here that Oprah's unique ability to connect with people on an emotional level truly shone. Oprah's show became known for its candid, heartfelt interviews with celebrities, thought leaders, and ordinary people sharing extraordinary stories. She created a platform where people felt seen, heard, and understood. The personal and emotional conversations that took place on her show resonated with millions, earning her the admiration and loyalty of her audience. As Oprah's fame grew, so did her influence. She expanded her media empire, founding the Oprah Winfrey Network, OWN, and becoming an influential force in both television and the publishing world. Her rise to success seemed like a fairy tale, and Oprah quickly became synonymous with empowerment, wisdom, and positive change. She established herself as a champion for women's rights, a philanthropist supporting education and underprivileged children, and a symbol of perseverance. For many, Oprah represented the epitome of self-made success and the idea that anyone could achieve greatness with hard work and determination. The darker side, Hollywood's elite, and Oprah's controversial connections. However, as Oprah's public image grew, so did the scrutiny surrounding her associations with powerful figures in Hollywood. Over the years, Oprah has formed connections with some of the industry's most controversial individuals, including media mogul Diddy, Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein, and financier Jeffrey Epstein. While Oprah has consistently portrayed herself as a beacon of light, promoting values like kindness and justice, these associations have raised serious questions about the true nature of her relationships and whether she is complicit in the darker side of Hollywood's elite circles. One of the most glaring examples of this connection came with the resurfacing of allegations against Diddy. Gene Deal, a former bodyguard for Diddy, has come forward with accusations that the entertainment mogul was involved in illicit activities and that Oprah was more than just a bystander in these events. Deal has claimed that Oprah played an active role in facilitating Diddy's notorious parties, which are said to have been gathering places for powerful individuals to engage in illegal activities. These parties, which were allegedly attended by some of the most famous names in Hollywood and the entertainment industry, and he has not shied away from speaking out about the darker side of Hollywood. Sharp has been vocal about his belief that the entertainment industry is controlled by a small group of powerful individuals who are willing to do anything to maintain their status and influence. He has also spoken about the pressure to conform within Hollywood, claiming that those who speak out against the system are often silenced or punished. Sharp's platform, which has become one of the most popular in the sports commentary world, has allowed him to reach a wide audience, including many individuals from the everyday Black community.
Where were their parents when this wickedness was being done? Didn't care, as long as their checks were being cleared on time.
When I went, they tried to feed us. And I remember it because when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
orders, jobs like that, you don't eat. You're not allowed to eat. You actually have to like starve yourself, because when you have to do those type of jobs, you can't eat because you will throw up.
Really?
If you are doing, or if you are a guy doing it, you will shit everywhere.
There was even a photo of Allie herself with her mouth taped, looking scared and traumatized. Clear about her reportedly being taken to witness protection? Well, according to Allie, the prosecutors wanted her to testify against Diddy, but once they realized that a good chunk of her testimony was geared towards exposing Diddy's crimes against under 18-year-olds, and not just his freak-offs, she stopped her from testifying altogether. Allie said they did this because they wanted to humiliate Diddy, but her testimony was going to open a can of worms that would expose people way beyond just Diddy. And of course, they didn't want that because Diddy was their main target right now, not the politicians and other high-profile celebrities.
I heard that there was 100 witnesses on the case, and I don't know if they even got through all of those witnesses, but Maureen Comey is the prosecutor of this case, on this case in New York City, and she never asked about the children. And you know, there's so many people who wanted me to be a witness on this trial, and I want to explain jurisdiction. I know some people don't understand jurisdiction.
As usual.